Hey everyone, welcome to this nTask project management tutorial. If you're searching for a simple, powerful tool to manage your projects without getting lost in a maze of features, then you're going to love this. Today I'm walking you through nTask, a project management tool that's clean, beginner-friendly, and surprisingly packed with features. And you know what? It might even be a better choice than Monday.com or ClickUp, especially if you value clarity and ease of use. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use nTask and whether it's the right fit for your team. nTask is an all-in-one project management tool built for teams, individuals, and businesses. You can use it to plan projects, assign tasks, track time, collaborate with your team, and even manage risks, all in one place. Compared to Monday and ClickUp, nTask keeps things clean and streamlined. It has fewer distractions and is super easy to navigate, which is great if you're tired of complex tools. Let's take a look at the pricing. Alright, so here's the pricing. First, you've got the premium plan, which is for individuals or teams just getting started with project management. Then you've got the business plan for teams that need to create projects and plans with confidence. Next, you've got the enterprise plan for teams that need customizations, enterprise-grade security, and advanced features. So if you're going to be billed yearly, for the premium plan, you pay $3 per month, $8 per month for the business plan, and for the enterprise plan, you're going to have to talk to sales to get more information about that. And then if you're going to be billed monthly, then it's going to be $4 per month for the premium, $12 per month for the business plan. All right, so that's for the pricing. So as you can see here, nTask's paid plans are more affordable than Monday.com and ClickUp. So that's something you could bear in mind when choosing which to use. Alright, let's dive right in. To begin, you select sign up for free. So you've got two options here. You can either type in your email address or just sign up with Google. Next, you're going to be asked to verify your email. So you just go to your inbox and then activate your account. Next, you're going to need your full name, phone number, and you're going to have to create a password. Next, you're going to be asked to fill in your team name, workspace name, and select your regional data center. So once you're done, you just select continue. If you've already got team members, you can easily just add their email address here and invite them to join your workspace. But let's just skip this step. Alright, so now that we've logged in, you can see the dashboard. So just by the side here, you can see the team we created. Then there's an option to select workspace. And just in the middle, you can see create new workspace. And just by the side, this is the workspace we already created, the one we named Project Management Office. So if you'd like to create another workspace, perhaps because you're working with multiple teams or managing separate projects, you can easily click this to set up a brand new workspace. But for now, we're going to stick with this one, with the one we already created, and we'll be using this workspace for this tutorial. So let's just click on it. Alright, so now I've opened up the Project Management Office workspace, and this is what it looks like inside. So right here in the middle of the screen, you'll notice a plus sign inviting you to create your first task. So nTask really makes it easy to get started. And just at the top right corner, you see Add New. So this is the Add New button. So when you click on it, you get a drop down with a list showing task, project, meeting, issue, and risk. So depending on what you want to manage, whether it's a basic task, a full project, a scheduled meeting, or even tracking risks and issues, you can get it from here. So the first thing we're going to do is create a project. So go to Add New, then select Project. Alright, so let's just give it a title. Let's go with Client Onboarding Process. Let's give it a description. Alright, now we've added a title and a description, so let's select Create Project. Now we've successfully created a project. Okay, so I've just created my first project here in nTask, and there's a lot going on, but don't worry, I'll walk you through it. So just at the top here, there's a section called Details. Now, one thing you'll notice here is the option to mark the project as either billable or non-billable. Basically, if it's a client project you'd be charging for, you'd select billable. But if it's internal, like maybe a team improvement project, you can just leave it as non-billable. Simple. Next, you've got resources. So this is where you'll see your team members. You can add people here and assign them to different tasks depending on what they'll be working on. So nTask just gives you a sample here. Yeah, so you can assign them to different tasks. Then next you've got tasks. So This part helps you manage the project's tasks and keep them consistent. So you can create a new task right here. All right, so I just clicked on status templates, and this is pretty cool because nTask actually gives you a variety of templates to work with depending on what kind of project you're managing. So at the top here, you see workspace default standard. So this is the default status template. So this one gives you a basic status flow. Great if you're keeping things simple. So you've got not started, in progress, in review, completed. But then there are also more specialized templates grouped by what we can call categories. So for example, there's the business template, and under it you can see facilities management. So it just changes once you click on it. There's giveaways, there's inventory management. So it all depends on what you're working on. So this is a really nice way to stay organized and keep your task flow relevant to what you're actually working on. Next up, let's look at milestones. So think of milestones as major checkpoints in your project. It's not a regular task. It's more like a big moment that shows progress, like launching a website, getting client approval, or completing a major phase. So in nTask, milestones help you break your project into meaningful stages. You're not just checking off small to-dos, you're celebrating big wins along the way. So that's for milestones. So you can create one here. Now let's talk about the financial summary section. So this is where you get to keep an eye on the amount of money you've spent while working on your project. So right here you see the estimated cost and the actual cost. So the estimated costs are basically your planned budget, how much you think the project is going to cost from start to finish. You can set this early on to guide your spending. Then as a project moves forward and you start logging expenses, you'll update the actual costs to reflect what you're really spending. Okay, so here you've got total number of tasks, estimated time, total number of resources, and the rest. So this section is super helpful if you're managing client projects or just trying to stay within your budget. So once you've created a project, it's going to be displayed here. Yeah, so once you click on projects, you're going to see the project you've already created. So now let's try creating a task. So you go to add new and then select task. So the first thing you need to add here is a title. So this could be something like prepare onboarding documents. Yeah, so just choose whatever fits your project. And then next we've got assign to. So this is where you choose who's responsible for the task. You just click select assignee and you can pick someone from your team. You can select one and then assign the task to that team member. And then next here, you can even link the task to a specific project you've already created or even create a new one. All right, so this is it. So this is a project we already created. So let's try linking it here. All right, so this just helps to keep everything organized from the very start. All right, so down here, if you select show more, you see that you've got status, which lets you track where the task stands. So you can choose from options like not started, in progress, in review, completed, cancelled. Yeah, so let's just stick with not started. Then there's also like the actual start or end date. This helps you set the schedule. If you already know when work should begin and finish, you can add that there. Then there's priority, just up here. So there's medium, there's critical, there's high, and there's low. So just choose the one you like, the one that fits your task. Let's leave it as medium. Then you may choose to add more details here to describe your task. So it's all up to you. Now let's create this task. Once you create a task, it's going to pop up here in tasks. Yeah, so this is what our task looks like. Now let's schedule a meeting. And I love that nTask makes this super easy without having to jump to another platform. So you can just come here, select add new, and then add a meeting. So the first thing it asks for is a meeting title. So just give your meeting a name, so keep it clear and relevant. Then next we've got date. So this is the date of the meeting. And then we've got start time. So this is pretty straightforward. Just pick the time the meeting is meant to start. We can change this to 10 a.m. Let's make this 10 a.m. All right. And then down here, there's something interesting. So you can actually link a task to this meeting. So if there's like a specific task the meeting is focused on, like reviewing a client file or finalizing an onboarding step, you can select it right here. Let's select the task we already created. All right. You can add the location for the meeting, and then next you can add participants. So these are the team members you want to invite. You can select multiple people and they'll all get notified. Then down here you can add the agenda of the meeting. So once you're done adding everything, you just select create meeting. All right, now we've successfully created a meeting. Now let's take a look at the timesheet section. So this is where all the tracking happens. Right here in the time entry tab, team members can log how much time they've spent on specific tasks, whether it's 30 minutes writing content or 3 hours prepping a presentation. So once a time entry is submitted, it moves to the in review section, and that's where a project manager or supervisor can double check the entry before it gets officially logged. And then we have the approved tab. This is where all the green lit entries go. These are finalized and can be used for invoicing, billing, or just keeping tabs on where everyone's time is going. Now let's talk about the boards section. So the boards feature gives you a super visual way to manage your tasks. So you can think of it like a digital whiteboard with sticky notes. Each column represents a stage in your workflow. And each task appears as a card that you can drag from a column to the next as progress is made. All right, so you can easily just drag this. So once it's moved to the next stage, you can drag it here, then just keep moving it forward as the task progresses. Now let's quickly compare nTask to Monday.com and ClickUp. First, ease of use. nTask is lighter and less cluttered. Monday.com and ClickUp offer more features, but they can be overwhelming, especially for new users. Then we've also got time tracking and risk management. So these come built in with nTask. With other tools, you often need integrations or higher tier plans. Then there's also for the pricing. So nTask's paid plans are obviously much more affordable, great for individuals and small teams. Then advanced features. ClickUp and Monday do have more customization and automation. So if you're managing a huge team or need complex workflows, they might still be a better fit. So nTask isn't trying to do everything, but it does a lot really well. So what do you think? Could nTask be your next favorite project management tool? So if you're looking for a clear, fast and functional way to manage your work without spending too much, I definitely recommend giving it a try. Alright then, I hope you found this nTask tutorial helpful. Thank you for watching.